Ladies and gentlemen, there is something which Justin Muturi said yesterday, and I think he is right.
We have all our eyes wide open. Next month, August, we begin the miezi 12 ya siasa, and we don't have a candidate. We don't have a candidate, ati a presidential candidate, ati kwa sababu tunaogopa, ati tukitaja, ati iko kitu William Ruto tamfanyia. Hajui Kalonzo, hajui Eugene, hajui Matiangi, hanijui, hajui Rigathi, hajui Mother. What can he do? Why is this? Why are we being cowards? Tuacheni hii mambo ya we are playing some cards very close to our chest. Which chest?
For those who follow this channel, at some point last year, I offered my unsolicited advice to the opposition. And my advice to them was that they needed to identify their presidential candidate early enough. If you missed that video, I'm going to pin it as the first comment for you to watch it. And let me also ask you this question. Who would you prefer to fly the opposition flag? Let me give you a list and just pick one, because it might help them in making the decisions. Remember, Fred Matiangi is insisting on scientific method. This is also one of the scientific methods. Who would you vote for? Or who do you prefer to fly the opposition flag? Let us be mean a bit and just narrow it to 3 people. Kalonzo Musyoka, Edwin Sifuna, and Fred Matiangi. Who do you want to fly the opposition flag?
We are not fools. Wanataka tutangaze mtu ndio aanze kuhangaisha yeye ama uwe. Si tunajua hii watu? Si tutangaza mtu sasa hivi watamuua. Si watatumia pesa kusabaratisha wengine. Ati wale wamekosa waanze kutafutwa na kupewa pesa na kuahidiwa. We know Kasongo, my friend, we are too smart for you. Wewe ulitugonga round 1, round 2 huwezi kugonga sisi. We are too smart for you, Kasongo. 2010.
Now back to Justin Muturi. In the same event, Justin Muturi made it very clear that if he's not picked as the presidential candidate, and of course nobody in the opposition can pick Justin Muturi, he was very clear that he's not picked. He is going to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Hii ni siasa. Mimi nataka niseme hivi. Hapa Kamulu, bele yako Apostle Musili and the entire clergy. If it is not me, kama sio mimi, mimi nitamuunga mkono, kama sio mimi, kati hao wote tumesema, mimi nitamuunga mkono ndugu yangu Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka kuwa mgombea uchaguzi wa kiti cha urais ya upinzani. And that does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. That does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. Lakini tuacheni hii mambo ya kushinda. Ndio inafanya William Ruto aanze kuingilia kwa magazeti kwenda kuweka kacheche. Akianza kusema ati hao wamegawanyika. No. But it's because we are not speaking the truth. Speak what is in your mind.
Although Rigathi did something the other day, he denied ever endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka, which was for politics only.
Nimeona hii gazeti ya Kasongo inaitwa Star Newspaper, ambayo inaendeshwa na National Intelligence Service. Jana wanataka kulete porojo na fitina na propaganda kwa headline. Kalonzo Musyoka amesema ati Rigathi amesema ni mimi. Umesikia nikisema? Mimi sina mandate. Lazima niongee na watu wangu. Na mazungumzo yanaendelea? Si tumesema 45 days. Hii inaitwa G45. Wacha ile ya Kasongo ya G7. So, hiyo gazeti nikwambie, unajua naandika namna hiyo kukoroka kina Matiangi, kukoroka kina Mother. We know you. Don't bring confusion. And you cannot confuse us. We are too intelligent for you, Kasongo.
So in this video, I want us to talk about the statement by Justin Muturi, because that statement has deep political undertones. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Justin Muturi made it very clear that if he's not picked, he's going to support Kalonzo? And why is he also very specific that they don't need to wait, they need to name that candidate right now? Remember, at some point, Kalonzo Musyoka told Kenyans that they were going to name the presidential candidate by April, which was last year. They should have completed this issue of the presidential candidate. Why do you think Muturi spoke that way? Number one, I tend to think, and I strongly believe, that he was delivering a coded message to Edwin Sifuna and Fred Okengo Matiangi. What do I mean? Matiangi is one of the presidential candidates. He believes that he is the best. He is insisting on scientific. Edwin Sifuna is now emerging. So which means if these guys were to wait longer before naming their candidates, because remember, Edwin Sifuna, as we speak, is not yet part of the united opposition. If they are not careful, Edwin Sifuna is going to come with a force which might actually force even Kalonzo Musyoka to support him, to support Sifuna. This is something which I think Justin Muturi doesn't want to happen. So he's communicating to them that as the united opposition, we are settling for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So if you are Matiangi, if you are Sifuna, you can do whatever you do, but no, that's our plan. That's number one. Number two, and this is something which we can debate. Is Kalonzo Musyoka the Mount Kenya candidate for 2027? If not, I tend to think that the idea is to make Kalonzo Musyoka be the Mount Kenya candidate. And people like Muturi, they have sensed danger. Sifuna is emerging. Matiangi so far is not doing badly in the mountain. But for them, fronting Kalonzo would play into their game plan. For example, someone like Justin Muturi supporting Kalonzo, he comes from Embu. I mean, it's easy for him to sell Kalonzo rather than crossing all the way to Bungoma to bring a candidate for the people there. These are old men. They look at things differently. So in my view, I think they have that fear that if Kalonzo is not named today, if he's not named now, then that Sifuna wave might actually come to the mountain. And remember, I doubt if Sifuna will have the time to meet these guys the way they've been meeting. Meetings without ending, without any achievement. So there's that fear. So they want to rush that announcement. Number three, I've always told you this, that in politics, we have two constants, the interest and the betrayal. What is political interest? What is the political interest of Justin Muturi? He must be having his political interest. Who amongst these people can actually serve his political interest? In my view, the person who can serve Justin Muturi's political interest is none other than, in my view, none other than Kalonzo. So in short, Justin Muturi is looking at his political interest and how that interest can be taken care of. And he has identified the person who can actually take care of that interest. And importantly, I think I'm also reading Uhuru Kenyatta's hands in this. Not really hands, but there's some fear, unknown fear in the opposition about Uhuru Kenyatta's influence. There's a strong feeling that Uhuru Kenyatta is pushing Sifuna, is pushing Matiangi. And he wants to take control of these people. That fear is what is driving someone like Muturi to actually go ahead and endorse Kalonzo Musyoka. Because the truth is, it's going to be very difficult for the opposition to defeat Ruto if Kalonzo were to run, Matiangi were to run, and even, let's say, Kalonzo Musyoka. Of the three, Sifuna, Matiangi and Kalonzo. But they can defeat Ruto easily if they front one. So who are they going to front? Muturi is telling them, let us support this guy. Importantly, I think number 5, and number 5, early unveiling. And number 5, I think there is now a general or this need for them to identify that candidate. And just like Muturi was saying it, there is nothing new. There's nobody new. All these guys are known. We'll be able to know them. He has the system. So there's no need for you to wait until towards the tail end. For Rigathi, that's important for him. Because if this candidate were to be mentioned, to be unveiled early, he will lose candidates. Because he's not a presidential candidate. And for me, importantly, I also tend to think that there could be a silent war between Rigathi and Muturi. Because Rigathi is maintaining that let us wait. Muturi is saying let us do it now. It could be a silent war. So I'll investigate that war and let you know in the next few weeks. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.